Hi there. Can you recall the last time you applied for a loan or took on debt? Please take a moment to reflect on the purpose behind that decision. I welcome you today to the 4th episode of the Candid Money Talk this season. In the current financial landscape, it's become increasingly common for individuals, including young adults, to amass significant amounts of debt. This trend begins at a young age, with many young adults shouldering substantial loans even before they establish stable careers. If left unaddressed, this pattern of taking on debt can persist throughout one's financial life and become a way of life. It's important to consider the purpose behind borrowing funds, and there are valid reasons for taking on debt, such as financing education or funding a lucrative business. There are also several bad reasons for taking on debt, which can lead to financial distress and real pitfalls. Let's explore some of these reasons, which are very likely to lead you to a state of financial distress. Number one is taking on debt to finance recurring expenses. For instance, to cover your regular living expenses. For instance, your kitchen budget, your utilities, your rent. These expenses should ideally be covered by your regular income. Relying on loans for basic necessities can worsen your financial instability and place you in an unhealthy debt cycle. So if you find yourself in this state where you have to rely on loan to fund your recurring expenses, you need to do two things. Either you need to increase your income or you need to bring down your regular living expenses. Otherwise, it will get to a point where you'll not be able to take more loans and you'll hit a brick wall with money. Another bad reason for taking on debt is financing extravagant vacations. It's quite concerning to see people taking out substantial loans to fund lavish vacations beyond their means. I recall a story of this family who was stuck in Europe while they were on vacation because their credit card maxed out and they'd equally maxed all the other avenues for borrowing. So all they were left with were friends and family. So can you imagine, you're here in Kenya and you receive this call from Europe. Somebody is stuck with their family on a holiday. So while vacations are good, I love travel and vacation. It's quite enjoyable with your loved ones. But if it's done on debt, it's likely to have long-lasting consequences on your financial well-being. It can create a lot of tension and disharmony in the family. Is it worth it? Is it worth it? I don't think so. It's better you think through it. Reflect on the long-lasting implications before you decide to take such loans. Another thing to watch out for are special occasions, events that are very necessary but often unaffordable. For instance, weddings, birthdays, funerals, anniversaries. It's essential not to sacrifice your financial stability for an extravagant ceremony. Borrowing excessively for such celebrations can place a burden on the family finances. So before you decide to take debt to host such an event, please have the end in mind. When the event is over, people have left and they've praised you for hosting such a wonderful event, and you're left there with a debt and bills to pay, which is likely to cause a lot of disharmony in your family. Another area where you're likely to fall on a pitfall with your debt is investing that debt in a trial and error business venture. While entrepreneurship is the way to go for many people, using loan to finance unproven and speculative business ventures can be very risky. If the business fails, you might find yourself in significant debt, jeopardizing your financial future. I recently had a conversation with this young lady who is having financial difficulties. And we're talking about a salary of $150, 20,000 Kenya shillings equivalent. She was in a real panic because her monthly installment for her bank loan of $90, 12,000 shillings equivalent, was falling due the next day. Mind you, this least 60% of her earnings. I even began asking myself, how did she qualify for such a loan with that salary? Only to establish that this loan was taken to finance her husband's business that never took off, and she's now been left with the burden of paying a loan that never served them. So before taking on any debt to start a business, you need to do your due diligence. You need to have clarity on what this business is all about and how fast will you begin earning from this business. How sustainable is it? Otherwise, you're likely to be caught up in the same situation this young lady is facing. Another area to watch out for is taking out loan for non-essential impulsive luxury purchases. In episode 2 of the Candid Money Talk for this year, I spoke about impulsive buying. Check out on that video for useful tips on how to manage your tendency towards non-essential impulsive buying. Borrowing substantial amounts of high-end items without considering the long-term financial implications can lead to overwhelming loan repayments and hinder other areas of your financial life. My own financial journey, I've witnessed firsthand how bad reasons for taking debt can wreak havoc in one's financial stability. In my book, My Money Journal, a hands-on guide for you and your money, I've shared my money story on page 32. I've said, I've gone through real struggles with money. I dubbed that season of my life my journey through darkness. I encourage you to get a copy of my money journal for yourself. You may just learn something very useful from my own money story. From what we've just established, before taking on any debt or applying for any loan, it's very important to assess its purpose and carefully evaluate the long-term implications. When you carry bad consumeristic loans, you are in a position of weakness financially. Bad loans can become a trap that hinders your financial progress. It can keep you trapped in relationships you should leave. It can make you stay in jobs that make you unhappy. Debt often forces people to tolerate toxic environments both physically, mentally, and emotionally. It can lead you to make decisions that go against your better judgment because the financial strain of staying broke is costly. To maintain and elevate your financial well-being, it's essential to avoid loans that are taken for unnecessary luxuries, poorly conceived investments, and unaffordable expenses. By becoming diligent on this, you can free yourself from loans that do not serve your best interests and embark on a transformative journey that establishes a new, healthier relationship with your money. I encourage you to book for your discovery call, where we can initiate your journey towards freeing yourself from burdensome loans and creating a positive financial future. Check out for the link embedded on this video to book for your discovery call and begin this transformative journey. Thank you very much for being a part of this episode of the Candid Money Talk. We truly appreciate your presence and value your support. To stay informed about our future episodes and be the first to know when they are released, I encourage you to click the subscribe button. It is our goal to build a community of individuals who are dedicated to enhancing their financial well-being through the valuable information we provide on this channel. And we believe you should be a part of it. So go ahead, click that link to subscribe to our channel and join this empowering space of learning, growing, and transformation. Until next time, remain financially empowered.